This is Himalayan Life Adventures, a motorcycle, 4x4, trekking, and mountain biking tour company in Nepal, with all profits going to Himalayan Life projects. Participants get to experience an epic trip, while at the same time contributing to Himalayan Life's work of protecting, nurturing, and educating children in Nepal.
So, we're having breakfast, we're looking out at this amazing view of Pokhara and the whole valley and the mountains in the background. And we rode down this mountain through these rough roads, and I started thinking, it'd be fun to share this with some friends, bring them back here to check it out.
And this is Scott Fellez, motorhead and visionary for the motorcycle portion of HLA, which was originally created under the name Adventuring with Purpose. In 2018, 2 inaugural dirt biking tours were announced, drawing in friends and motorheads to Nepal. How did you hear about Himalayan Life Adventures?
A friend of mine from church.
Through a friend of mine.
So a friend of mine.
I reached out to previous participants to hear their stories and reflections of their trip.
In some way. The riding was intense and spectacular and nerve-wracking, exciting, chaos really is what riding in Nepal is like.
There was a lot to take in. Whether it was driving the crazy streets or the curvy roads or the mountaintops, just everything. It had so much to offer.
The trip to the lower Mustang Valley was pretty cool. Just the stark contrast between some of the first places we went to, and then all of a sudden we're in this high altitude, barren, rocky terrain.
Mustang really jumps out. This sort of rolling step, flowy, higher speed, but spectacular views at the same time. And
it was just super cool. It's like a moon desert landscape. There's just no vegetation anywhere.
Like the scenery up there looked like you were riding on Mars. It's mountainous, it's dusty, it just goes on forever.
There are favorite places, but I just found that there was not one place that I didn't like. It was so different and so neat, and so just the chaos that was Nepal. And
a common theme from all participants was that Nepal was just simply epic, everywhere. I got way more stories and tales than I could possibly fit into one film.
Like I said, that trip from Chitwan to Pokhara, the suspension bridges, all of it.
it was all amazing,
It's really, really difficult to even have a most. So, as far as what stuck with me the most, there was so much.
The one story I was most interested in was the original name, now current slogan, Adventuring with Purpose.
A few years back, some things happened that made me start reflecting on sustainability for Himalayan Life. So it's really dependent on donations. And I guess something in me just started going, how is this thing going to keep running like that? As Adventuring with a Purpose was evolving, it kind of started looking at more, can this be something that can be developed into a business that can, create sustainability for Himalayan Life? So basically all the profits from Adventure Purpose go straight back into supporting Himalayan Life. Okay, and that's the whole purpose behind Adventure with a Purpose.
Himalayan Life Nepal is working into 3 sectors. One is community kids program, and one is street children's program, and then another is schools.
This is Suresh Rimal, an HLA staff and one of the first to join Scott's vision of Adventuring with Purpose.
The street kids where we work, they can also involve with us like mechanic training, maybe some porters or some helping,
It's also a training facility. So we right now have a young boy learning to become a mechanic, and he's going to get trained as a guide and get his motorcycle license, and he's going to be one of our guides on our trips. There's so many opportunities to give kids training and to be able to create jobs for them, right?
As part of the motorcycle tour, participants get to visit a few projects Himalayan Life has in Pokhara, namely the street shelter and the street to school homes.
That part was exciting and chaotic, and then it was paralleled by being able to go and see the projects that Himalayan Life works with, and those were super emotional. Going to the first street shelter and seeing the first line of where these kids who are often addicted to sniffing glue and they live on the street, they have no home.
At the Children's Food Center in Pucara, it was really sad because some of the kids were on substance abuse, and then some of the kids look really young. Like they looked like they were 10 years old. It was really sad to see. So, but it was good at the same time that they have a place to go.
The day center, the kitchen, the kids that were still on the street but going to the day center, that was amazing and made the trip. The purpose part of the trip really important to me.
But then they left and they went back out into the street. And I just remember seeing these children the same ages as my children, you know, just walking back into the street.
You get to see the kids on the street where they come to the street kitchen, you know, to get meals, and you get to see how rough it is for them. And then you get to go to the next place where they're in the programs and they're, you know, living, they're totally transformed, they're completely different.
The compound in Pokhara, that was quite impressive, seeing the work that they're doing there.
The connection that Himalayan Life had with just the people they were serving, they were working with, that was really cool just to see them connecting with the children.
That made us feel good about what we were doing too, knowing that part of the proceeds was going to support that program.
That kind of added the value-based piece of the trip.
The environment was so different that's where like my heart would just swell and burst. We just knew that they were taken care of, and it was a stark contrast to seeing, you know, the bridge where they used to sleep under.
The purpose is to go and explore. The purpose is to go and experience and learn. The purpose is to do something that makes a difference in someone else's life, all at the same time.
So that's that taking them from that place of not life to life. You get to see it, and it's heart-wrenching, you know, like. So essentially, you know, Adventuring with a Purpose isn't necessarily just a motorcycle tour company. We try and go beyond and everything to give you a really great experience from beginning to end. You know, you to experience Nepal, see what Himalayan Life's doing, and, you know, just have a fantastic time. So.
Would you recommend this trip to others?
I would definitely recommend it to people who like biking and who are able to bike that kind of terrain.
I would recommend it to people who want more from their vacations, like they want a purpose, like they don't want to just entertain themselves, they want to, you know, make a difference in the world.
It was definitely a worthwhile trip.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely I would recommend it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
There is no better way of doing a trip to Nepal than to do a Himalayan Life Adventures tour. The biggest difference between this and like a regular tour company is you are immersed in the land and the culture that is Nepal. And then to top it all off, the greatest part is that you're giving back to the community. You get to meet and shake hands and hug the people that you're impacting. And it'll never leave you for your whole life. You will always remember that moment.
Final thoughts?
Fun.
Okay.
If
anybody's watching, do it.
Do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Life is enjoy.